So the key metrics for e-commerce growth, number one is sales. And that's probably pretty obvious, but if you're not getting what you want, if your sales aren't getting where you want them to be, there are some other ones that we like to look at iBeAuthentic. The one that I think you have to understand the most is conversion rate. And conversion rate is basically a percentage of the visitors that come to your site that purchase. And in most industries, the average conversion rate is 1% to 5%. We find that with our clients it's a little higher, but that's mostly due to the fact that our websites are destinations and they just don't arrive in some general search. So our conversion rates can be between 15 and say even 25%. But the number doesn't really matter, as you just have to understand what the number is. And so your conversion rate will never really change. It generally stays the same. So if it's 20% from month to month, you have an idea that obviously 20% of the customers that visit are going to make a purchase. So then the thing you need to understand is, do you want 20% of 10,000 visitors, or do you want 20% of 100,000 visitors? And that's where you have to understand what goes into the conversion rate. So with understanding that percentage, and then you also understand your average order value. So you know for every purchase, every time someone makes a purchase, you know what your average order value is. You can then start to build a sales plan around it, because if your conversion rate remains static and you can guess what your traffic is going to be, you can get a really good idea of what your sales are going to be at any given time. Now, your average order value may change a little bit. If we see a big increase in traffic or a big increase of orders, your average order value may go down a little bit, but for the most part we find it's pretty static. The biggest thing that's going to drive your sales in relation to the conversion rate is traffic and sessions or users, whatever it is, or visitors, whatever the term you want to use. But you have to drive people to the site, and your conversion rate will remain static, and then you can guess what your sales are going to be. Kind of tied into that, because that can be a little wonky, I think, tied into that is unique customers. The very first thing I look at when I see a customer had a big month is I look at their unique customers, because I want to understand, did the same amount of customers visit the site and they just simply buy more? Or did you get more customers to the site and you kind of held on to your average order value? I will tell you that for the most part, unique customers will usually go up at the same time as a sales increase, or with a sales increase goes up, a sales increase happens, your unique customers go up. That to me is one of the more interesting, and that still does tie back to conversion rate, because you're always looking at, I guess you could say if your conversion rate is at a certain amount, you could guess you have more, the unique customer buys more frequently during a month, but that's, what are they going to buy 2 times a month? I think that'll be the same. You need to just have more customers, which seems obvious, but I don't think everyone looks at it that way. And you need more traffic to get unique customers.